This is the Hog Central Podcast, sponsored by the Landers Auto Group. And now, here's your host, Steve Sullivan.
Welcome to the Hog Central Podcast. It's a pleasure to join two guys who are bleed Razorback red from small town Arkansas, Coach Z and Ernie Murray. I thought Coach Mark Byington put it best. He said Arkansas was shot out of a cannon last night. And I want to know one thing. Can we bring that cannon on the road?
This is amazing to me. We have two basketball teams. We have a very good basketball team in Fayetteville, and one that don't wake up on the road until about the 4-minute mark of the first half. I can't understand it. I can't figure them out.
And you're down 19-3. We get going pretty good.
And that's amazing to me. How do you go play so good at home and go on the road and you get down big so early? I can't figure this team out. I just can't. They're very good. We got a lot of talent, a lot of pieces. When we play good, we good. But if you shoot 58% from the field and 41% from the three-point line, you're going to win most of your basketball game. That's what they did last night. Vandy was awful. I'll say it on national TV. Anyway, I don't think they're very good. I mean, I wasn't impressed with nothing Vandy did last night.
Well, Vandy's problem is kind of the same they had last year. We went there, they were rolling last year. We got there and just beat the brakes off of them. And I was stunned last year that they weren't very athletic. They weren't real big. They brought a lot of those guys back. They added some what you thought was better pieces. But kind of going into it, just felt like they weren't athletic enough to hang in there with Ark, especially in Bud Walton Arena. And with the great crowd and the great energy, Vandy... I knew Vandy probably had some problems when they were 16-0. They only bought 6 games. I mean, we buy more than that. I mean, they didn't have the worst schedule. It wasn't the strongest.
Yeah.
But they beat Wake Forest. They beat Central Florida. They beat SMU. They beat St. Mary's. They beat VCU. So that tells you a little bit about where college basketball is to me right now. It is down, and Vandy's 16-0. But their first ending, I never thought they were great. But when they went to Texas like that and got smacked, I was like, Vandy. Texas has looked much more athletic and bigger, and Texas is not a great team, folks. They are not. And I was like, man, Vandy. And then you know what? They played well against Florida. They lost. Florida, a tough game. They'll win a lot of their games at Vandy. I'm anxious to see what they do at Mississippi State Saturday. Mississippi State's down as well. So I'll be anxious to watch that. But good win for Arkansas. You beat an SEC team by 25 points. A team that was ranked 10th in the country
I don't understand it.
A week ago. Now, I ain't
Crazy.
buying the old 10th in the country, but there's not a whole lot of great teams. I think there's about 4 or 5 of them. And but Vandy wasn't ready for that. They got to go get some athletes. They got to go find them some athletes.
Coach Cal is entertaining, but Nolan had the sayings. If you cut the head off the snake. And I tell you, Tanner ran around and around and around. If he had a Fitbit, he logged about 20,000 steps.
Oh, my God.
And he got nothing done. I mean, they did an incredible job just taking him out of the game. When you take him out of the game, he's that straw that stirs the drink. They're done.
Yeah. I watched him play a couple of weeks early, and I thought he was more energetic. But I think the bigger guards, Acuff and Malik Thomas, I think it bothered him. He's small, and I thought he was bigger than that. And they couldn't get going, and we was forcing him. And when he had a look, he was trying to he couldn't even get a shot off. I think we just bigger, stronger, and just better basketball.
I never saw a team get so close to the bucket and throw it outside.
Well,
They don't want to shoot.
Nobody want to shoot.
How many times did you see that last night, that they'd get it right next to the bucket and they'd throw it out for a three-pointer?
Yeah, that was really unusual, and they didn't. They just non-athletes. They're just not very. And I like Tyler Nickel. I really like Tyler Nickel.
Number
He can
5,
shoot the
great
basketball
player.
because he can stretch it. When I was talking to Bruiser Flynn about Tanner, and he is little. He went 3 for 10 last year. He was non-factor against us as well. They had another little guard. I think this Coach Byington likes little bitty guards. Last year he had a kid named Edwards that averaged like 17 or 18. We played him. He went 0 for 12. Yeah. He couldn't even. 0 for 12 now.
Yeah.
Hey, give me 12 half-court shots, I'm gonna make one of them. And he in the same way with Tanner coming off the bench last year, and he played 35 minutes. You talked about it. He ended up with 11 points, but he had to get to the free throw line. He didn't turn it over a lot. He can handle it. He can dribble and all that, but he was their best player. They did him and Nickel, and they just don't have much else. I'd play that big 34. They brought him in the last 40 seconds. Jaden Leverett, he caught the ball against our scrubs. He powered through him and dunked it with two hands, tried to bring the basket down. I said, Vandy's not had anybody try to bring the basket down like that. They need to play Jaden Leverett a little more. But good win. I think Vandy's going to win games in our league. The league's down. There's a lot of people that really believe in Mark Byington and how good of a coach that he is. The two games we've seen them, they've not been good. But the Razorbacks made them look bad.
Yeah, that's right.
Ernie. Just the Razorbacks played so well. Yeah, they did. So much energy. And Arkansas shouldn't lose a home game. I mean, the closest Arkansas is probably going to get to losing at home is against Winthrop, when we had to have the officials bail us out.
Yeah.
Officials bailed us out at the end, or we would have lost that. The officials helped us, and everybody else we've blown out. Tennessee, South Carolina, Vanderbilt, got LSU Saturday, a team at the bottom of the league. We play LSU twice. We got Missouri, who's kind of middle of the league, twice. Arkansas's got a favorable schedule to win this conference, but we got to win some on the road. You're right. If we're going to win the league, we got to win road games.
I heard Joe Klein this morning, and he talked about being a big guy. And he didn't have this problem when he played at Arkansas. He saw the ball. But last night, Pringle, Ewan, and who's the other one? Brazil all saw the ball. 4 of 4, 5 of 5. Brazil had 14 rebounds.
I was going to talk about that.
He was engaged.
He was engaged.
But Joe says, when you run down the court and you never get the ball,
you stop running.
It's just human nature not to run as fast.
That's correct. Yes.
But when you're getting the ball, and I saw something early from Brazil, and I haven't seen Knox cut to the hoop all season, and it was in the first few minutes of the game, and Brazil delivers a beautiful pass to a cutting Knox, and he slams it home.
Yeah. And Coach Richardson always used to say this: if you got a big guy that'll run, give him the basketball. If don't, he won't run anymore. So I think this basketball team really is growing up. They were sharing the basketball last night. They were having fun. 25 assists.
Yeah, on something like 35 buckets or something crazy.
Amazing.
37 made baskets in a 40-minute game.
Yeah.
That's a great sign.
That's a great sign.
Yeah.
And now we have LSU. Weather-wise, Z, I'm a little worried here. It's bad in Baton Rouge, too. That team's got to get out of Baton Rouge and find a way. I don't know where they play after Arkansas. Either get to that destination, or get back. What's your history with this, and what do you think?
Well, it's the SEC 100%, and they tell you this every fall before the season ever starts, Sully. They expect you to be there. Be there. Now, you don't ever want to put your kids at risk. We've seen snow, ice all over Fayetteville in men's or women's basketball play. As long as we've seen opponents, we saw Texas A&M one year have to fly, and they bust from, I think, Oklahoma City. Remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
So we could beat them by 35. I mean, we just beat the brakes off of them. Thank you for busing over here. I mean, that is what's expected.
Well, they could come Thursday.
Yeah, Matt, you probably remember this.
Yeah, they've already got beat. They already lost their game this week. They played at Florida. They're already back in Baton Rouge. They need to find a charter on Thursday evening or early Friday morning before it gets bad and fly in here. All we need is 2 referees, 2 of the 3. We need to have electricity, and we need to have the opponent. That's all we need.
Matt, you probably don't remember this. The weather was going to get bad, and I think we was going to play somebody in Texas, and we left Thursday night for a Saturday game. So we can make sure we could be there.
That's right.
Hey, Coach Cal, I think he's a master in the way he handles the players. He got after Acuff in the press conference after the game, but at the same time he's getting after him about dribbling the ball all the time. He's saying if you want to be the best player in the country, and then Brazil, he called him a unicorn. And then here's the greatest thing is we all assumed, Razorback fans everywhere assumed that Malik Thomas was going in that starting lineup to add offense after the 2 road games. No, but listen to this. He twisted around and said, no, the reason he made the move because he wanted DJ coming off the bench because he could play point guard coming in. So he always picks the positive to every move he makes.
You got to give him credit. DJ is a kid that plays better when the ball is in his hand. So I told you earlier, I thought DJ was.
But he had started like 38 straight games.
Right.
You got to smooth that news over.
He did. He did. He went and look at DJ last night.
Yes.
He's a different kid.
Yeah, I think he is a master. It just shows with the love he has from his former players that he doesn't motivate by demeaning. He motivates by just putting that carrot out there, Z, of how good you can be.
Yeah, he's really became a very positive coach and doesn't get on him very hard. Sometimes he will. I've heard him in practice get on him. But DJ, throughout his time, he missed 4 games at Kentucky hurt. In the first game he came back, he didn't start. That was against Gonzaga. Other than that, he started every game for Calipari, 82 of 83 games.
Oh, my God.
He's been the starter before last night. So now 82 out of 84 games, he's been the starting guard. And so it was a big change for DJ. But you know what? He was great. He did an awesome job. He had a good attitude about it. And he was the best, I think. Now, I asked Coach in the post-game radio, I thought he was the best that he's – actually, it was a Bruiser Flint on the Razorback. That was the best DJ has played. And Bruiser said, I don't think it's the best game he's played this year. So I respect that. But to me, it was we haven't seen many games of DJ being better than that. But the energy that he had, 11 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. He went 5 for 8. He even dunked the basketball.
Oh, that was a good highlight play.
Got his butt up off the ground and dunked it. And like you're playing a team that can't jump. Vandy didn't have any leapers. DJ had fire about him, and I thought it was a great move by Cal. And I think this is the lineup that we'll see the rest of the way unless there's an unfortunate reason or something happens. But Darius Carter, Trevin, Nick, and Malik Thomas, that's going to be your starting lineup moving forward. And it was a great start to it.
If you're looking around the country and you got that view from outside and you saw Arkansas last night, I think you see the ceiling of what they can be. I mean, normally it's human nature, and I think Indiana football, that guy, I mean, he gets on his assistant coaches on the headset if they're up 35-3 and they're not intense, if they lose their intensity. Yeah. It's hard to stay intense when you have a big lead for 40 minutes. But I never thought they let Vandy up for air last night. They stayed after him, and that's hard to do.
Well, when you got as many bodies as we got, you can do it by committee. And I think last night they did it by committee because we didn't have a drop-off. Normally when you go to the bench, you have a drop-off. We didn't have no.
I think Vandy was wanting to see some other guys outside the top 8. They wanted to see.
Coach Z looked like the coach from Indiana today. I don't like that. I got a problem with your attire. You look like the coach from Indiana. The only thing is your hair is blonde and his is dark.
Yeah, Kurt Signetti. How about that? Well, what a great story, Indiana football.
Yeah.
And crazy. One of the biggest turnaround. Well, you can argue it's the greatest turnaround in the history of sports and the losingest program in college football to win the national championship.
Wow, that's amazing.
And you're right, Sully. That makes as they were winning Monday night, every program in the country's fans were going, that's going to be us. And we're not talking about us in 5 years or in 8 years.
Yeah.
That's going to be us next season.
Yeah.
A year from now.
Wouldn't it be great if that was us next year?
Yeah, I believe that guy's an outlier. He's got some secret sauce. I mean, the fact that you can get all 13 guys from James Madison to be solid contributors on a playoff team a year ago. I mean, they lost 10 defensive starters a year ago, and bang, they win the national championship. I think it's just a great story for sports.
I love it. It's great. Nobody expected it.
You got a coach with a quirky personality. You got a quarterback with a quirky personality.
They weird. He's weird.
Yeah. But it's
he did a good job.
Yeah, and how about this team, though? If you're watching around the country last night and you see the athletic ability, and how good was Acuff in the second half, just distributing the basketball, and he took coach's advice. He was a distributor in the second half, and I mean, it felt like dunk fest. He got Pringle back-to-back plays.
Yeah, dunk. In the first half, we had 4 3-pointers in a row, so you showed this great ability to shoot. We just blew their doors off driving to the basket. They'd have to help, lob it, dunk. Yeah. Great athleticism, the offense clicking, 93 points on an Arkansas team that's now averaging 90 points a game. Everything's clicking offensively. We just got to keep working on being better on defense. Last night, very good on defense against a high-scoring Vandy team. Will Wade messaged me this morning. He watched, they had a big win against Clemson in overtime, and he messaged me and said, man, you guys just killed Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
And he said, he goes, y'all are one of the most dangerous teams in the country without question. So that answers your question there. And he's out in North Carolina.
I think that's accurate. I mean, this team, I think if they get, especially if they get matched up with a team who relies on its guards, because that seems like Arkansas is going to shut you down. I mean, now you got Malik Thomas in the starting lineup, and he's 6'5", and Cal said last night he probably wouldn't have played, but he was so excited he was going to start that he wasn't going to miss this game.
Right. You know what I really like about
his left hand.
You know what I really like about Malik? People don't even talk about this. He gets so many touches because he's so long in those passing lanes. He makes everybody around him better. I really like this kid. A-Cup is special. Malik is special, too. To have two freshmen of this caliber, this is simply amazing. I mean, they're the best in the country to me. When they playing together, they're two of the best guards in the country.
Yeah, they really are. And A-Cup is another level player, and him and Cal been battling a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
You've seen it.
I saw him chirping a little bit.
He doesn't want him just pounding the ball on the floor for no reason.
And he's going to coach him, and he's coached so many great players. He's not intimidated by Darius A-Cuff. Now, he's not going to sit him on the bench long. Now, let's don't get
30
crazy.
seconds. 30 seconds. I counted it the other night. 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's going to be short, but he'll bring him over there, and he'll instruct him, and he'll teach him, and he'll chew him if he has to do that. And we've seen him do that with other players, but I do think that he was so excited about Brazil. He said on our post-game radio, we get Cal right after the game before he goes in and does media, and I jotted this down on my game card. He said Trevin Brazil is one of the best players in college basketball.
I agree.
And he said that. And Trevin's not shown that throughout his time. He's shown games.
Flashes,
He has shown where I am the best player in the country. But he's not the best player because he don't do it consistently.
Correct.
But maybe he can keep it going. He didn't play well at Georgia. I didn't think.
No, he did.
I didn't think he played great against South Carolina at home, but we blew him out. I thought he was outstanding against Tennessee at home. You know, he shows ability, and like his eyes light up when he sees people like Vandy. If you remember in Nashville last year, he looked like the greatest player in the world last year in Nashville because he sees these teams that don't have no freak athletes like him, so he can use his athletic ability.
Yes.
And he's going to see another one against LSU, you know, the team that's at the bottom of the conference.
Oh, my goodness.
It should be another, you know, he had 10 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, and 2 block shots.
That's amazing.
He could have even more of that against LSU. He could do that with 25 points. He'll have a chance to have a huge game. But LSU will have a couple guys that'll maybe try to hit him a little bit more, but they're not as good as Vandy.
Yeah.
They're at the bottom of the conference.
Hey, let's talk about the kryptonite. You know, we've talked about the guys who can score inside, but we saw at Georgia an elite rim protector gave the Hogs trouble. I mean, he changed the game.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's something, you know, you're going to see in the NCAA tournament. You're going to see teams with those kind of pieces, and that's something Arkansas saw in Georgia. And I think it's a good thing to see that. And I think they adjusted to it as the game went on, but he really affected the game.
I just think when we play bigs that are physical and try to manhandle us, for some reason our bigs won't match that intensity. And I think if they hit us, we need to hit back. Yeah. Because if you don't hit back, they know you're soft. I watched us last night, and you're right. If I'm any other team in the country, I'm going to turn that. I don't want my kids to see that because Arkansas could be dangerous.
Yeah.
They shoot the basketball and play like that. But you're right. Our bigs got to get more physical. And Z, you need to tell them. We need to be. we need men in the paint. When we play somebody got a man, we need to man up. And I think Georgia sort of just intimidated us with the big guy. When they went on,
and he didn't score.
Right, we didn't do nothing.
He hurt us.
Yeah, they went on a 20-6 run to close the game out.
That was that blue cane. Oh my God!
Yeah, it's 70-70. Our bench is going nuts. The building's got for Georgia, a tremendous crowd. I've been there, but they've had nobody there.
Yeah.
They had this full building, and they were cheering. Even the football coaches came to the game. Everyone's excited, and Blue Cane made the play to go up 72-70. We miss a shot, and then the great player Jeremiah Wilkinson, hit 2 3-pointers back-to-back trips, and went from 70-70 to 78-70, and we didn't recover. But we should have won that game. To me, we're a better team.
This guy's recall. He just doesn't recall. He recalls who hit the bucket, not the 2-3 balls.
Yeah. But it's just a lot of useless information.
Your coaching is coming back. Your coaching is coming back. That's your coaching expertise.
Yeah. Hey.
But your point, guys, surreal. Now, interesting. Samto Surreal was committed out of high school to
Arkansas,
the University of Kentucky, and John Calipari.
Are you the big guy?
Samto, for Georgia.
Wow.
And then the coaching, he was going to Kentucky. And the coaching change happened, and, things start going different when the coaching change happened. And he doesn't end up with Coach Cal. Wow. And he doesn't end up at Kentucky. Georgia comes in there. They loved him. And he blocked 7 shots of ours. And I bet he changed another 5 or 6, Ernie. And he was the difference in that game. Him
no doubt.
And Wilkinson. Yeah.
And
Blue Kane. Blue Kane, great player.
You kept saying, I listen to you on the broadcast. Sometimes I turn the TV off and I listen to you. And you kept saying, I just can't believe the coach from Georgia won't call a timeout. I never seen a coach let a team go on a run that long and you don't call a timeout, because I guess he's trying to wait on the media. I thought he almost gave it to us.
They should have threw it out of bounds then, so he could have got a media. He should have dribbled it out of bounds or went and fouled somebody. It was incredible. We went from 19 down to tied. He didn't call timeout.
I never seen it.
You guys are both part of great teams that won on the road. What do you think the one thing you have to do when you go on the road to win or impose your will? What do you think that is?
I think you have to attack the basket, make the official make some decisions. But you just can't shoot jump shots on the road. You got to get down here. You can't play at home like you play on the road. You got to play totally different. And what I mean by that, you don't have the fans, you don't have the support. So you got to get down here, attack, play good basketball and smart basketball. And I think this team think you play the same way at home you do on the road. No, you do not.
You're definitely right, Ernie. You got to be able to attack. You got to be able to drive it. Mix in making some jumpers, like Darius hitting those threes at Georgia, things like that. You got to mix that in. But if you don't shoot at 65%, you better be driving the ball to the basket, and you got to play very good defense. You ain't got to stop them every time, but you got to be good on defense, and you got to be able to fight for rebounds. And Nolan Richardson's teams won a lot of road games, and that's why he was able to win so many conference championships, because you could win on the road. Ernie was on those Arkansas teams that won conference championships and won conference tournament championships and succeeded in the NCAA tournament. You got to be gritty. You got to be tough. Now, it doesn't hurt if you go play Shaq at LSU and you get Todd Day, get you about 40.
That's what he did. He got 40 that night.
Hey, the good old days, man. How much? Who didn't Shaq beat? Arkansas.
Yeah, that's right. He had trouble with Arkansas. He got beat in Barnhill Arena.
You remember when Shaq played that, Z? You probably remember that. Remember the goal was 10 feet. The next morning it was 9.6. Remember that? Because he had been done.
He tore everything up.
He was so heavy. Yes, we measured. He was 9.6.
All right, we're running out of time. Hey, appreciate you guys. You're great. And Z, you're going to have quite the listenership on Saturday night.
Everybody will be listening because won't nobody be there if the weather's bad.
Hey, but what a fun night last night was. And appreciate you guys and appreciate the work you do, Z, on the air and on the web. Love your reports before the game and after the game. Your knowledge is unmatched, my friend.
Yeah, you're very good.
Thank you so much, Sully. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, Ernie, as always.
Yeah, thank you, Ernie, and thank you for tuning into our Hog Central podcast. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Hog Central Podcast. New episodes drop Tuesday on YouTube or listen on the go. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and every major podcast platform.